from Hudson Valley Vintage. So last week when I did a video, we demonstrated Fusion Mineral Paint's antiquing glaze. Looks like that. And what I did was I had a small, where is it? I had a small barn quilt, a little bit smaller than this one. And I used the antiquing glaze on it because I felt like it was a little too bright, a little too stark. And I wanted to give it a softer look, more of an antique look. So I used the antiquing glaze. And if you look at the two whites together, they are actually the same color. So the one on top, the small one, was finished using the antiquing glaze. So today I'm going to use the clear glaze. So Fusion has a clear glaze, which I'm going to use on this piece. So what I'm going to do is, again, make this look a little bit softer. I really love this barn quilt, but I feel as though it's a little bit too bright, it's a little bit too crisp, and I want to make it look a little softer. So I'm going to use the clear glaze. I don't want to use the antiquing glaze today because I didn't want to add a brown. So the two glazes are the same product. This is the antiquing glaze, and so this is the antiquing glaze. So it's tinted with a very light brown for antiquing. And now I will show you the clear glaze, which is what we're going to be demonstrating. We're demonstrating Fusion Mineral Paint's clear glaze. So the difference between the two is that the clear glaze has not been tinted. So we're going to tint it ourselves and then apply it to this piece. So what I have on hand for this is a container to mix it in. I have a little popsicle stick to mix it. You could even use your paintbrush to mix it, and I have a paintbrush. I have my paint that I'm going to use to tint my clear glaze, and I'm going to be using soapstone, which is, I would say, a medium to dark gray. Now you might think that's really dark to use on this piece, and maybe it will be, but I think it's going to be good. I like the I really like the blues, and there is some gray, there's some ash in this piece, and I want to bring that out a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use soapstone. The other things that you need to use a clear glaze are something to wipe it back. I love to use these blue shop cloths. We get them by the case pretty much when we buy them because we think they're great. I also have a spray bottle of water. I didn't use it last time when I did the antiquing glaze because I didn't need to, but I have this on hand just in case I feel like the glaze is too heavy and I want to get some more back. You can use water. Okay, so let's get started. I have my container. I have my clear glaze. I'm going to transfer some into here. And I'm not going to be using very much, as you can see. This is a 24-inch by 24-inch barn quilt, and I don't think I need very much. Well, you know what? I'll put a drop more just in case. Okay, there we go. So what you want to do with the clear glaze is mix in about 1/3 paint to your glaze. So I'm just going to eye this. I'm not measuring anything, and if there's too little, I can always add a little more. I've already shaken up this paint, and I'm just going to add a little bit. I think I'm even going to add a little bit less than 1/3, just because it is a relatively dark color. And then I'm going to take my popsicle stick. Hopefully you guys can see this. And I'm just going to mix it up completely. Okay, so there is my clear glaze mixed with Fusion's soapstone. Soapstone happens to be one of my favorite colors from Fusion. I love it because it's I feel as though it goes with anything. It goes with something antique and more classic, and it also goes great with mid-century. I also love it because depending on what it's next to, it can look gray, it can look blue, it can even look a little purple. Okay, so we're all mixed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on my piece. So I have a barn quilt that I painted with Fusion. And as I said, I want to make it look a little bit softer. I don't want it so bright. So I've mixed up a little less than a third of the paint into the clear glaze. And now I'm just going to start painting it on. So as you can see, I hardly used any. I think I have about half left that I mixed up. And I can put this away, I can cover it and use it again on something else. And maybe I will. So these two, the clear glaze and the antiquing glaze, they go really far. Okay, I'm just cleaning up my area. Now I'm going to start wiping back the excess. Now look at that. Look how it's settled into those details on the wood. Isn't that gorgeous? Can you see that? We actually have a barn quilt workshop, our first ever, on Sunday. It is full. It was pretty popular as soon as I posted it, but we are going to be doing it again as long as everything goes well on Sunday, which I'm sure it will be. You just watch the whole thing from start to finish. That's how easy it is. So let me show it to you. So what do you guys think? I'm very curious to know what you guys think. So I'll show you the, let me get the other one. So this is the clear glaze using soapstone. We did this over, the white that we did this over is raw silk. So here's the antiquing glaze. So it's definitely quite a difference. Now I know that the one I just did, the one I'm pointing to, the big one, is still a little wet, so that's why it looks so shiny. See, after it's dry, it's not so shiny. So that's something I also want to tell you about. So with the glazes, with the fusion glazes, whether you're using the clear glaze like we are today, or the antiquing glaze, they do have a long open time. So what does open time mean? Well, open time means that it takes quite a long time to dry. It's going to take about 24 hours to dry. It could even take up to 48 hours to dry. But the effect that it gives you is really just amazing, and I'm thrilled with it. I am really happy with it. Let me see if I can show you guys a little bit more. Let me just show you a little bit more of a close-up with the clear glaze, so you can see exactly how it looks. So I'm literally only limited with the clear glaze, I'm literally only limited by how many colors I could put in here. So you could actually put more than one color in here. So let's say I wanted to put in the soapstone, which I just did, but I wanted more of a little metallic-y look. I could have put in a little bit of brushed steel with it, or something else, just to give it a little metallic. You can use a metallic alone with the clear glaze. You can use any color, really any color. There's no learning curve with this product. It's so incredibly easy to use. So that is the clear glaze from Fusion Mineral Paint. Again, I used it in soapstone. Very, very quick to do this project. This is 24 inches. So shows you how big of a surface you can do very quickly. And that's about it. I mixed it up a third, so whatever amount of clear glaze you're using, to use a third of the paint, so you're using a very small amount. I think I mixed in even a little bit less because I was using such a dark color, and I am absolutely thrilled with it. I love it. So I hope you guys are having a great day. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you know anybody that might be interested in this product, or using the clear glaze, please share it with them. And again, my name is Risa. I am from Hudson Valley Vintage.